You know what I was like during my glory days, do you?
Make it quick.
Dude, I literally posted this long ass fucking message I was sending to somebody on Snap to my fucking story again.
You're
Oh
embarrassing.
my god.
Fucking
That's
embarrassing.
the second time I did that shit.
What a noob.
And this one
You
was
was
all
pouring your
extra-
feelings
like,
out or what?
No, she asked me about something and I was telling her, but it was like extra personal. Like not that it's like a secret or anything, but
Yeah.
I guess it seemed really personal.
Well,
It-
yeah.
You know
How
what I
the
mean?
hell you reply to
I
the
was
whole
driving.
story?
Yo, you
Stop
can't be doing that
texting
while
and
driving.
driving, nigga.
Man,
Hey,
You
Eric,
texting in your
nobody
I
that you
it
talking
wasn't
to
texting.
is
It was a video message.
nobody.
This is
Oh
real,
my
G.
god,
Eric,
yo.
you are trash. What?
Oh god.
Eric, you
Hey.
something else, man.
Hey, you lucky I didn't see that shit.
It could have been the meat
Right.
though, so we all good. I could have dropped the meat on the timeline.
I'm glad I don't use Snapchat, man. Just because I know you out here
Dude,
slappy.
Snapchat is the feds.
I'm definitely about to stop now.
I'm not out here sloppy. I'm not- Oh my god, I'm fucking dead.
Man. Hey, cacti. So
Damn,
I'm
I ain't
on
even got
the
no drink.
I'm on the Topo Chico because they have kind of some interesting flavors.
Okay.
And this shit's kind of fire. They got
Topo Chico.
this is Topo Chico. It's like they do sparkling water, but they also have hard seltzers. So I'm drinking the tropical mango. But I
Okay.
also drink they have a strawberry guava, which I fucking love guava and strawberry. So
Interesting.
figured I'd give it a shot, switch it up. And I also got this shot of whiskey. Cheers.
Okay. Marcus getting real lit.
Always.
Y'all drinking.
I'm not. I'm playing it cool, Davon.
I mean, shit, you know me. I got that water.
Ooh,
I
in this
got that
fucking
water.
bottle.
I got that too.
water.
my boy Davon hydrated. This is what I got. I got my 32 out. You know what I'm saying?
Big hydration.
Big
See,
hydration. You know what I'm
I've
saying?
been on
Brought
that
to
heat
you.
all day.
You said you've been
Scamming.
eating all day?
I said, Alex, watch your mouth. Alex, watch your tone.
Eric, you be in heat, bro.
Alex,
Oh my God.
Let's
Needless
talk
to say, yes.
about
I can make a compilation of all the instances in which Eric is in heat.
do it.
That's what
Don't
we should
say
just
in
name
heat.
the episode
Don't
podcast.
fucking.
In heat.
I don't like that. I don't like
Eric
no.
and Heat.
Eric and heat.
Y'all got-
That's why I wanted to start naming the podcast
Y'all gotta
random
chill.
shit that we be saying throughout of it.
That would be funny.
That'd be funny.
This one
I'm
definitely
kinda
should be
into
called
that.
Eric and Heat.
Let's do it.
I
I
don't
don't
care.
know why we agreed not to earlier, but I'm here for it.
I
I don't think we did.
just-
I think we just brushed past
yeah.
it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know what you meant, honestly.
That's what I mean. Just name it. I don't know, something random or something funny.
like based off what we talked about in the episode.
Yeah.
I put like a little quote from each episode on the Twitter that I think is funny.
Yeah, or use one of those too.
Yeah.
This one's Eric and Heat.
Yeah.
I don't like.
What the fuck?
Was that?
I was watching the trailer to Elden Ring, and I thought I muted the video. I muted the video before, but not this one.
You out here.
16.
You out here sloppy, Alex.
Not like you.
No, I'm out here sloppy. I know.
Both thirst traps
Yeah.
on fucking Snapchat stories.
Eric
I'm
out here trying to
sick.
get everybody in his sloppy boat. He's like, hey, man, you out here sloppy.
I know,
Ain't nobody
y'all
out here
gotta-
sloppy like you, Eric.
Hey, I thought we was pod brothers. Y'all can't just leave me out here like this.
Nah, man, you did that on your own.
I'm good,
Man,
man.
it's cool. I'm just jumping off a bridge later.
That's cool. Let's get a good pot in. Let's get a good pot in.
Let me get
Yeah,
my
let's
lighting
talk about-
right.
Let's talk about yesterday, Eric. Why were you in a bad mood, buddy?
Yeah. So for the listeners at home, Eric was coming at us sideways, left and right.
Crazy yesterday.
We was bobbing and weaving like we do, but Eric Eric was something else, man.
Eric was on some other shit.
Welcome to a podcast formerly known as Tapped In. I'm your host, Eric D.
start that
Andrews.
shit.
The D stands for Down Bad
Start
Daddy.
that shit, nigga.
Started.
As always, we got young Marcus Lord Omega Marcus.
It's Omega.
Murray,
It's Omega. You know what I'm saying?
the Big Kahuna.
Yes. Big Kahuna Burger.
The Big
You know what I'm
Kahuna
saying?
Burger. What's up, Marcus?
Hey, chilling, man. You know, I'm chilling. I'm off like a 2 week
perky?
run of nothing but work. And right now I've just been chilling and it's kind of nice. So
This man got
I'm in
all
good
the work.
spirits. Yeah, I got some work.
Work
Next.
God Marcus. Speaking of work, Alex Riley.
Hey guys.
We got Alex here.
Alex went on a bike date.
Oh, expose him.
Y'all was riding a tandem bike.
No, we
Yes.
didn't end up riding bikes because
Expose him.
she came over like later than we expected. So we ended up just getting some food
Chilling.
and we watched Snowfall actually. So
This nigga spilling all
okay.
the beans.
Yeah.
And then he watched some
more than I thought.
Snowfall.
yeah, Snowfall. Hey, shout out to her.
He was watching Snowfall, all right.
Yo.
Speaking of
Hey, Alex just
Speaking of
professed his love for this girl, man.
Alex, you wilding out, dude.
Alex,
Speaking of-
are you only one cacti in?
Man, yeah.
Yo, you acting like you like 3,
Hey,
6,
wait-
7.
Young
Wait till you
lavish.
see me in Denver, bro.
Oh my god. All right, moving on.
Yeah. And last but not least, we got young Davon, young Shotty. What's going on, young Day?
Not much, man.
All praise to Shotty, bruh.
Praise the soul. Praise be the soul.
Limited one.
What's good, Day? What's
Not
popping in the
much.
streets?
Chilling, trying not to melt, you know.
Yeah.
I feel that.
Man.
I feel that. I feel that.
Hot as hell.
Uh-oh.
Bruh, I heard it was like 86 degrees at 6 this morning or some shit.
My camera's. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
My camera froze.
Turn your camera off and on.
But no, I think the high
Zoom
was
is
like
raggedy.
106 today or something here in Omaha.
106 in Park. My
Was
whole
what?
Zoom was
106?
frozen.
Yeah, 106. Yeah.
My shit was frozen
Dang.
for a sec.
You're frozen, David.
Yo,
Yeah.
nah,
both-
he unfroze
both-
real quick.
yeah.
My shit's not unfreezing, man. I don't
Hey,
like
me
this.
and Alex on the pod, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So-
Hey, Eric, come fix my internet, bruh.
I'm gonna plug in.
Eric, fix
I'ma
your
run
own
it.
internet, man.
I'm gonna run an Ethernet cord from my house to Davon's house.
Might as well, shit.
Yeah.
Y'all live close to each other, right?
No.
Next door.
No, no, they don't.
Yeah.
I gotta shut this shit down and come back.
Shout out to Davon. Me and Davon were in what was it? Sports nutrition class together in high school. That's when I got to know Shotty. Our teacher was a pervert.
Yeah.
What
That
teacher?
nigga locked up.
That nigga locked up. I
Oh,
think
never mind.
he's probably out by now, but he
Yeah.
was locked up. Big scandal.
Oh, we had anatomy together too. It was me, you, and Yama.
And Yama.
Hey,
That-
Devon,
That anatomy class was fucking lit.
It was funny.
It was like too lit. Me and Yam were constantly trying not to get kicked out of that class. I can't even imagine. Because, you know, I work with kids now. And at times I'm like, man, I can't stand this fucking kid. And I imagine that was me a lot in high school. You know, like I've come full circle because I have to, I have to deal with the same kids. I have to deal with kids that are similar to how I was. So it's interesting. Alex, you caked up, man. You smiling under your hand, man.
oh,
Who got you so happy? Who got you smiling ear to ear, bruh?
I can't just reply to my text messages and laugh. Why I gotta be caked up, man?
Hey, I didn't even say caked up. That's
You didn't
you,
say
man.
caked
That's
up.
where your head's
And I
at.
got a
Yo,
bike ride
you-
and shit playing.
Man,
Yeah.
I was at not caked up.
I'm not caked up currently. Yesterday's a different
I
story.
ain't, I ain't never had a bike ride plan.
Can you ride a
Me
bike?
neither.
I can't. What?
I don't know. I'm just asking.
Of course.
A
I don't know
bike?
what you can and can't do.
I got a bike. I tried to
love
get
riding
Marshall and Yama on a bike just because we could all ride our bikes together, but they haven't gotten one yet.
Them shit's expensive.
I got an antique one. It was only like a couple hundred. It was like $2.
Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah, yeah. I don't have money for like a big
yeah.
bike. You know what I mean?
Yeah, me neither.
I wish though.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Let me tell you, man. We need this pod to take off so I can start making some money, man.
I'm trying to travel in pod. I'm trying to do this pod from Tulum.
Yeah, that'd be fucking dope. In July, I'm gonna be podding from New Orleans.
Oh, that's gonna be super lit.
Yeah, yeah. Me and Jan about to be out in New Orleans for my birthday.
So July 24th.
Yes, sir.
That's super lit.
Yeah, it's gonna be dope. But I feel you though. On traveling and potting, I feel like that's just got to be like the best life. You know what I mean?
know, right? You just go
Especially, and like Tulum is hot right now.
It is.
Everybody's going to Tulum.
What the fuck is Tulum?
It's in
Tulum.
Mexico.
Yeah, Tulum's on the Yucatan Peninsula.
Mexico?
Yeah,
Yeah.
so think south of Cancun. I think you flying. Me and
Mhm.
Yam went to Tulum for a wedding. Back when we went, Tulum was kind of more low key. Like I hadn't heard about it either.
Yeah,
But
I thought it's definitely blown up a lot more. Like since COVID.
in the last year,
I think since COVID,
everyone went to Tulum during COVID. It seemed like
for some reason. Yeah, I don't know why.
it's cheap and it's also just beautiful.
Yeah.
And Tulum's one of those places, and there's not a whole lot out there that are just sort of a weird magical experience, you know, like you're enveloped in nature. And when we went, there was fucking glowing algae on the beach. So like we would, so we were out for a wedding, and is me, Yam, and his girlfriend at the time, and we were his cousin was getting married, and we would go down the beach to the cousin's, like the cousin had rented out a house, and then we would return to our hotel, but we would walk up the beach to get to our hotel. And at night, I shit you not, you can walk and there was glowing algae in your footprints, like the algae activated to your footprints, and so you would have like glowing footsteps for a little bit. It was fucking ridiculous, man.
That's nuts.
Yeah. Tulum is dope. I think a lot of people are going to Tulum. I'd like to see what it's like now, because
I'm sure it's
even back then it was a little off the beaten track or path, because like the road out to like where all the hotels and resorts and shit was just kind of it wasn't even, I don't know if it was paved. I don't think it was paved. It was just like a dirt road, but there was like lots of nice hotels, and now it's like a highly Instagram spot. I always see pictures of there's like a woman sculpture made out of wood, and her hands are like on her chest, and then out from her chest it like opens, and there's like a bunch of plants coming out, and people take this picture there all the time.
It's like a staple there.
It's just like a very, it's a high traffic area, you know, like a lot of people take their Instagram pictures there.
Right. Basic.
Yeah, in a sense. We got Eric back. Eric D. Andrews.
Eric Andrews.
Eric D. Eric.
Hey, Devon, what do you think about the playoffs? You watched those games yesterday?
I did.
Years ago.
Milwaukee fucking sucks.
So does Philly.
Yeah, Philly is worse.
Yeah, Philly's definitely worse.
They was winning by like 20 plus 2 games.
Dude, they were up by like 15 in the fourth quarter with like 8 minutes left, and they lost that game.
Yeah, and Embiid missed 2 clutch free throws at the end.
Ben Simmons had 2 points.
Yeah, garbage.
Rate that man.
Man, they're about to get my nigga Doc fired out here.
Yeah, he's done for.
Yeah, especially if they lose.
especially how they lost. They should have beat Atlanta already, but if they didn't trick off these last two games,
Yeah, I
and
mean,
then
Trey Young is cold though. I can't lie.
I
They got a
mean
nice little team.
they do, but I don't think anybody expected Trey Young to be carrying them over Philly. You know, like I don't. I mean, he's
Right.
nice, but I don't think anybody saw that coming. I definitely didn't.
Me either.
I mean,
And
I
then
respect it though,
Milwaukee, they
bro.
tricked that game off.
KD was going dumb that last game. I watched that game. He was going fucking stupid.
Yeah, KD was killing, but that ain't an excuse. Giannis didn't guard him at all.
Yeah, defensive player of the year or former.
He's supposed to be guarding the best player, or should be at least sometimes.
I feel like the NBA doesn't operate like that anymore. I feel like the best players don't guard each other, not as much as they probably should.
Yeah.
Hello.
I guess everybody focused on offense, so they want to have energy for that. Can't spend it
Y'all
all
hear
on
me?
D.
Yeah.
Yep.
This shit raggedy, yo. Cut.
Where's your video?
I'm trying to turn it back on. Oh,
It was just on.
it's me.
Hey.
All right,
let's get
y'all
this
ready to get this
started.
bitch started?
Oh, we've been started.
We already started it. You gave the intro, so let's get into it.
Let's get into it.
So
Today-
E3,
Yeah, we're talking about E3 today.
E3 and Loki season episode 1.
Yep. So yeah, this E3 was, I don't know,
This E3 was
Anybody?
mid.
it was mid. Okay.
It was
I
mid,
thought I was
man.
the only one who thought that.
Nah, you not. Like
Of course
E3,
Quick question: did y'all watch it live or did y'all watch it afterwards?
not even. I
Both.
didn't watch it live.
I watched some of it live and some of it I kind of just looked up.
I just watched a little recap video. I didn't watch none
Yeah.
of that shit. live.
I didn't watch it either. I literally just like Googled this like 20 minutes ago. So
I think, Marcus, I think we feel like it's mid because PlayStation isn't a part of it anymore, and I
Well-
feel like
I don't even have PlayStation,
true. I have a
Um,
PlayStation.
but let me ask you, Eric, and maybe everyone else too. I guess Alex, Davon, I don't know how big of a gamer you are. Y'all ever watch
Pretty
E3
big.
back in the day?
Hell yeah, that shit
Yeah, I
was
used to watch
lit.
I used to watch it all the time.
Bruh. E3. Go ahead, Eric.
I was just about to say sometimes I feel like I've caught glimpses of it, but I never like actively watched it because I didn't know what it was.
E3 for me was sort of the jumping off point of the summer back in the day. I want to say
Mm,
when I was in middle school and high school, E3 was towards the end of May or early June. I mean, you know, same time of year, end of May, early June. And that was when G4 was like super big. Y'all remember G4 TV?
G4 was my shit.
Yeah.
G4 was my shit. Like digital cable, you got G4 in Omaha. I think it was like 213, 215, 216
I think it was
or something like that.
215 on Cox.
215, yeah, 215 on Cox.
Local channels. Cox Communications.
Yeah,
Baby.
you know,
Eric, where
And,
your
like,
set?
yeah, exactly. Man,
Where
go
your
off.
set, Eric?
Where my work at?
Where's your outfit at, bro?
Hey man, show us the van.
I
right
just took
now.
it off.
Show us the van.
I'm gonna take this camera outside so y'all can see my truck.
But yeah, man, E3 used to just be this thing where I had just finished school, the summer began, didn't have work, didn't have bills, and this would be on for like a couple of days. I think it used to be like 4 or 5 days. Like the main conferences would happen. It was just a big thing. It's a big cultural event. Me and the homie Howard, we used to come over to each other's house and we would just sit there with our eyes glued to the TV. And even up until a couple of years ago, I would watch all of the conferences because there'd be big reveals. And I think part of what you were saying, Eric, Sony not being there, it seems like part of the trifecta of the Microsoft, Sony, and Nintendo conferences, it's just kind of out of harmony, and I don't care as much. And also, I guess I'm older too, so maybe that plays into it. But
Yeah,
I wasn't as hyped.
The non-hype aside, there were some decent reveals. I think like I'm gonna just go in order of what I'm seeing here. So the Nintendo Direct, they revealed that Kazumi Kazumi
What? Wait, before you do that, what is Nintendo Direct? What is
Nintendo
that?
That's
Nintendo
their
Direct
conference.
that's the conference.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Hold us.
Yeah,
Hold
Kazuya from Tekken.
Well, I know that I know it's Kazuma, but for some reason it's saying Kazumi.
No.
I know it's not.
No.
Anyway, continue.
Wrong.
It literally says the stream kicked off with Kazumi Mishima from Tekken. What the fuck? Hey,
Wait, was
IGN
Nintendo
needs
the
to get
first
their
conference?
shit together. No, it wasn't the first conference. I'm just
Okay.
going in order of. I think it was the last conference actually. This is probably going from
Nintendo
the
had
end
the
to the.
best though, for sure. To me,
You think so? I mean, I don't know.
We don't have to go in order. We should just go with what stands out.
So they
because...
revealed Kazuya Mishima, which I'm happy for. I'm actually really excited to play that. I fucks with Tekken hard, and I fucks with
Explain
Kazuya.
what that
was
is,
my
because
favorite.
I don't know what that is.
Tekken or Kazuya?
Kazuya.
Kazuya. Have you ever played Tekken before?
I have, yeah.
Okay, so Jin is like the main character.
Right. His mom's an angel. His dad's a demon or a devil or something.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Kazuya is like the antagonist, kind of. Like he's like the evil.
Okay.
Like he's not the evil form of. He's another person, but he's like the antagonist. They're both like very similar, but
is he the evil looking Jin?
Yeah. He's not the devil Jin,
right?
But he's like the more evil looking one. He's like red eyes and shit.
Yeah,
and he's cool as fuck. And I think he has like a Heihachi skin. Heihachi's that the bald dude with the
with the puffs on the side. Yeah.
So yeah, Kazuya and Heihachi was both my.
What kind of game is it? Is it just like a fighting game? Or
no, this is DLC for Smash.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if I said that. My bad. Yeah,
he's
a Smash character.
That,
so
okay.
Yeah.
That makes okay. I'm hyped about that because I fuck Smash heavy.
Fuck yeah, dude. I'm really looking forward to that dropping. They also so everybody
shout
thought
out to my dude Eddie.
Oh my god, no, you fucking tryhards. You're just about to break dance on the
and Yoshimitsu and Eddie.
Yoshimitsu's dope. But everybody was looking forward. Everybody thought that Nintendo Direct they were gonna reveal Metroid Prime 4, which would have been
they revealed a Metroid game, right?
It was Metroid, but it was Metroid Dread, which is another 2D platformer instead of Metroid Prime being a first-person exploration, which everybody who's a big Metroid fan fucked with. Usually, a lot of the times when you go from a 2D platformer to like a
first person?
It was first person, yeah. I was skeptical like when I first saw the Metroid Prime, but after even like a minute of playing it, well, actually watching my brother playing it, I was heavily addicted, and I think everybody was really excited for Metroid.
What was Metroid Prime on?
GameCube.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I had Metroid for the Nintendo DS.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this is the sequel to that.
Okay. Might be. I mean,
and Metroid is with Samus, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, Metroid Fusion was on the DS.
Yeah, and that
Metroid,
was first person.
I love that one. Yeah. So this takes place after Metroid Fusion. I mean, I'm still gonna play the fuck out of this game. I truly love Metroid. Shouts out Samus. But yeah.
You know what's crazy? On the Metroid tip, the original Metroid game was such. I mean, it's like underrated. I think by today's standards, like it's not talked about in like games that are like some of the big movers and shakers for Nintendo. But I remember the original Metroid, my brother had it, and the biggest like mind fuck at the end of that was that at the end of Metroid, the original, you beat the game and then her armor comes off and you realize that it's a girl the whole time.
Right.
I believe she was the first female protagonist in a video
It
game.
it makes sense.
I believe so, and nobody knew
shout
until
out to
the
her.
end of the game.
Until the end of the first one, and then it was just like, what the fuck? Like, yo,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
And I truly love that they did that. Yeah, Samus Aran, the first playable human female character in a mainstream video game. That's crazy. And I'm sure at the time everybody, like, obviously everybody assumed Samus was a man. I did. I remember
Well, and
assuming it was
especially
a
with
man.
games back then, you know.
And she, like, throughout the entire game, I mean, obviously at the end she was in like a bikini, I think, but she wasn't like sexualized throughout the game, like, because nobody knew she was a fucking woman. And I think that did a lot for video games, like, period.
More than Laura Croft. You good, Alex? You look good.
Square
Your
ass
hair's
titties.
fine.
Alex,
Are you sure?
Yeah, you fine, man.
Man, I gotta go hit up Little.
We should but we should move on to some of the other games.
let's move on to
Yeah.
okay. So let's see. They revealed Breath of the Wild 2.
Breath of the Wild 2. I feel like that's
Everybody's
kind of the
excited
big
for that.
reveal.
Yeah.
And it looks fucking crazy.
Does look really
It
good.
looks hard as fuck. It looks like he's replaced his little tablet with this like arm that controls time. It's like a what I don't know if you'd call it Colossus, but it looks like
Is it like
Ricky,
a
you know
is
what I
it
mean?
like a glaive
Or
or what's it called? A gauntlet?
it's like no, it's his arm, his actual arm.
Okay.
I think he like fused with something, but it can like control
Interesting.
time and shit. So that's gonna bring. I'm sure that's gonna bring tons of like new mechanics to the game.
And I hear there's like callbacks to Skyward Sword in the trailer. They were talking about since the game takes place in the islands over the Hyrule, that there could be a Skyward Sword callback, you know.
Okay. I definitely look forward to that though. Let's see, what else did they? So that's pretty much it for. I mean,
Elden Ring.
go ahead.
Elden Ring.
That no. I'm talking about for Nintendo.
Oh
yeah,
I was just going in order.
I will say though, Elden Ring is the first thing that I heard of from E3.
Yeah, me too.
And I know you guys were looking forward to that.
Yes.
Oh, for sure.
I'm looking forward to it off of your guys' hype, essentially.
Elden
was it
Ring.
you, Alex, that I was texting with about Elden Ring, or was it Eric? Or were we talking in the group chat or something?
Might have been in the group chat.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I think we were going to talk about Elden Ring by itself, but there just wasn't enough information. Now we have a trailer,
right?
And we actually got a long trailer that
And
revealed a lot of shit, a lot of lore.
It's a gameplay trailer.
Yeah. Oh my god, they are not.
Next year, like release date,
January 2022.
Yeah.
I can't wait for that shit. It looks like they're like, from the trailer, they're not disappointing anybody.
No.
Like nobody. The fucking bosses look amazing. The gameplay mechanics look a little bit different, but in a good way.
See,
like, it looks like it's a little faster paced.
That was one thing I was wondering about, because I mean, like, we're both very big Dark Souls fans, like fans of the franchise. Yeah. You know, that's kind of like slow combat. You kind of just roll and dodge. So I was wondering how the combat was for Elden Ring. So
it looks more like Sekiro.
That would be interesting, because that's a lot more fast paced.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I've heard that it's like more like Dark Souls from what I've heard, but I guess we're not going to know until the game comes out.
Yeah, we haven't seen too much.
I'm hyped.
I really fucks with that. We went from the Ashen one to the Tarnished one.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I love about those like Soulsborne games. I love how they don't really tell you the story. Shit just happens, and you kind of got to. A lot of the story is told through like items in the game, and I think that's something that's very unique to Soulsborne games.
I agree, but I'm also curious what George R. Martin is going to do, because I feel like there's going to have to be a little bit more story if he's like affiliated with the game.
That's a good point.
Because why would you bring on this like well-known author director?
That's kind of what I was wondering about as well.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm curious to see like how much dialogue and how much actual story there is because they brought him along, or was it just like purely hype? But I don't know.
I assume there'd be more.
Yeah, IGN was saying because IGN's doing their summer of gaming, I guess.
Yeah.
And so they had like a whole thing about details that they found out about it. And they were saying that the NPCs that you do encounter in the game like help craft this really fleshed out storyline. And more than that, I really don't know. You know what I mean? Like, you guys are the Soulsborne fans. I'm not really a Soulsborne fan because I'll be honest with you, I can't hang with games that are really hard and where I die over and over again.
I don't blame you. You definitely have to be a specific. I feel like you have to be a specific type of like gamer for sure.
Yeah.
Like what I love about those games is the struggle and then the payoff. Like some people just like to enjoy. Some people just like to enjoy the game as it is. That's not a game you can enjoy. It's not enjoyable. It's not fun. Like those games are not fun at all.
Once you get like really good at it, like once you get really good at the game, you can just like kind of like kill like the bosses without like much struggle. Then that's enjoyable. Like, but I also like the learning curve, because like when I first played Dark Souls 3, I just remember I don't know if Yama told me about it or just saw about it on IGN. I was like, well, this game looks cool, and I just downloaded it off like a whim or whatever. And then I was getting like my ass kicked by the very first boss. I swear I was fighting the first boss in that game for like
Gunder.
Gunder for like 3 days because I just couldn't figure out how to beat it. But then once I beat him, I was so satisfied. I was like, there's no way I'm gonna stop here. So then I just kept going. And then like
also playing those games with your friends just adds so much to it because y'all all struggling together.
Yeah, like me, Yama, and you have like some great memories on like
fuck yeah, dude.
Like I think X got on eventually too. So
yeah, he did.
Dude,
go ahead.
I was gonna say that makes me wonder like if Elden Ring is gonna be multiplayer as well.
Is.
Like Dark. Oh, it is.
They said it was. Yeah.
Ooh, that's.
Yeah.
I wonder how much RPG, how much you can really customize in your characters. That's always like one of my favorite things about RPG games. It's just like creating a character from scratch, like building them up, like creating my own builds. I wonder how much.
They said that is also in there. Like,
okay,
I expect it's going to be extensive.
Hopefully,
yeah.
I think Cyberpunk 2020 really set the precedence with character creation.
Too much.
Yeah, way too much. They did. That's probably I can't say that's the most extensive because I don't know, but it was probably the most extensive character creation I've ever played. But Devon,
what's up?
Get on Bloodborne, bro. I can't I can't beat that shit. I can't beat that shit by myself.
What else?
Yeah, moving on. Another big game that was revealed is Halo Infinite. I know
you guys it wasn't revealed, but they talked about
not revealed.
It, right?
Yeah. The multiplayer trailer was revealed, and
I
it looks
am not
crazy.
a big fan of Halo.
I haven't played Halo in some years. Me and Matt, and maybe you, Alex, I can't remember. We played Halo 3 pretty heavily.
I didn't. I just played it like when I came to your houses or whatever, but I didn't play it.
So me, Matt, and Marshall for sure played Halo a shit ton. This game's intriguing, I would say, because there's like an open world aspect to it. But I don't even know where we're at with the story, these days.
The story is extremely convoluted.
I don't know if I'll get it even right away because I'm not like a big Halo fan, Not anymore. I used to be a huge Halo fan.
Mm-hmm.
But there's so many of them now, and it's like a standout from the original consoles. Like when Xbox first dropped and Halo came out, Halo was a big deal. Halo was like a groundbreaking first-person shooter, science fiction game.
That game that you thought about when you thought about like Xbox, you thought about Halo.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now
I couldn't even get into it back then when I had the Xbox.
I used to. I played Halo a lot in school.
Yeah,
Like
me too.
Mhm.
I had it on like the school computer, and
On like the
everybody would
flash
just play.
drive, like
Yeah,
play it.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit.
I played it a lot, but only in that setting. I never played it online until like maybe Halo like 4 or something like that.
Infinite.
And I wasn't good at it. Like I didn't get that like online experience, so I was just constantly getting fucked. And it was, I don't know. I didn't feel like getting good at it like
Yeah.
Call of Duty. Like those games take a long time for me to actually get good at.
Same.
That's the
Uh,
other thing. I don't like playing games competitively like that anymore
mhm.
because I mean, I'll play Apex Legends, I think, and Fortnite occasionally, but like Call of Duty and Halo, I feel like are a different pedigree of first person shooter online experiences.
The
People
thing
take
is,
that
we don't have
shit
the
as a
time.
job now.
We don't have the time.
We don't have
We're
the
Yeah.
time.
adults now,
We don't have the
man.
time to get.
We're
Yeah, we can't.
old, man.
I remember playing Call of Duty
Oh,
for hours, 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 every fucking day.
Dude,
I
yeah.
couldn't
bruh.
imagine even playing it for 2 hours now. Like
I
that's
remember
so much of my time.
Also, it's just fun.
We would play Call of Duty all night. You remember that shit,
Yeah.
Alex?
Yeah,
We'd
like
all be in my basement playing Call of Duty. You remember, I think it was Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2,
yes.
or maybe just Modern Warfare. And we were up till like 5 a.m. We were
That
all
was like
playing.
me, you, Marshall, Madden, and Mark, right?
And
I think
Mark,
was,
yeah.
Mark was
We
there
were
too.
all in the basement fucking playing that shit until
Oh, yeah.
dawn.
And I was getting trashed. It's so funny because like I got an Xbox later than like all of like most of the homies. So like I remember I got an Xbox the day after, maybe Christmas Day or the day after Christmas. But I remember
that.
it was like
Yeah.
so much snow on the ground. I was like begging my mom, I was like, please take me to Target. I need this Xbox because I saved to buy it on my own. My mom would probably give me like $100 on it. It's like I need Call of Duty. Then I was so hurt because I got the Xbox, got Call of Duty, was like, I don't have no Wi-Fi now, so now I need some Wi-Fi. Like,
bro, I remember
yeah.
you. What did you end up doing for Wi? I feel like you got Wi-Fi on your own or something like that.
No, I got a cell phone on my own. I think I ended up. My parents got Wi-Fi for the house eventually.
Okay.
And then I had it hardwired into like the modem in my room.
Yeah, yeah.
I
remember you going. I remember you going through like all of the fucking motions just so that you could play with all the homies.
Yes, because I was missing out for sure.
The struggle was real back then, man. Like now you can just fucking play. You can just do Wi-Fi off your phone.
Yeah,
Marshall plays from his phone sometimes. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But speaking of like first person shooters, Battlefield. How do y'all feel about that? Do y'all fuck with Battlefield at all?
I do.
I like Battlefield 4,
but Battlefield's fun.
What about this new? What about this new Battlefield? Have you seen it?
I have, but it
looked dope.
It looks cool, but it doesn't look very like new. I just can't imagine how much they can add to Battlefield. Like we know gigantic fucking maps, tanks, vehicles, but I can't imagine
kind of all that they have.
Yeah.
You know,
like I said, me, Marshall, and Forrest used to play Battlefield 4 all the time, like literally all the time. I really loved it. I love the huge map games where you can just literally camp and kill 1,000 people.
And Battlefield was kind of the start of those huge map games. Like Battlefield Bad Company, when that was online, it was nuts because it was so many people that you were playing against and like fully destructible environments and shit.
That was always my favorite thing about Battlefield is how interactive like the map is. You can just like
building.
I
like, love that.
Like that alone, like,
shooting through walls.
That was their appeal.
Yeah, that was so fire.
Yeah.
If y'all remember, that was their appeal. If I'm remembering this correctly, they had like a commercial where they were like, somebody sniping you, blow up the building. And it was like a video, somebody just like shooting a RPG at a building when somebody was sniping. I always loved that aspect.
Never a fan of first person shooters, really.
And I feel that too.
Like Call of Duty or Battlefield like that. I did play Call of Duty with the homies back in the day.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if you know Fred's brother, but I used to
Marshall
play with him. We all used to play. That's why I never was really a fan of Halo either. I just can't get into first person games. I like third person more.
Shouts out Marshall.
Story. So
you know what's funny? I just have one real quick thing to say. What's funny is Battlefield could have had the battle royale shit on lock, but they just didn't do it. They just didn't think of it. They had everything they needed. It would have been oh my god.
I think the first one is going to have that battle royale shit.
First what?
No, the newest Battlefield is going to have battle royale. I think.
Yeah, the last Battlefield was supposed to have battle royale, I believe, but they just never came out with it or something. But I definitely can imagine back then, Battlefield, probably Battlefield Bad Company, even they could have implemented the battle royale system, and I think everybody would have fucked with it heavily back then.
The battle royale system is interesting because it's interesting to see that so many games sort of resort to that, and they have it, and a lot of games sort of half-ass it at this point. Fortnite got big because the battle royale was kind of their last resort because nobody was buying the actual Fortnite game. So they made, the battle royale free to play, whereas their actual game was $15. The free to play battle royale was meant to bring people in for the actual game. And then at the same time, what's the Chinese game? The Chinese one?
PUBG.
PUBG was doing their battle royale, and so Fortnite was doing it, and it just took off. And so you have this now, all of the first person shooters, online shooter games, there's so many battle royales, but whether or not they're actually good and can stand out is most of them can't, because Fortnite is sort of undefeated in that respect.
They are.
That shit's still going.
Fortnite fucking sucks now.
Fortnite's crazy. Every update, I'm just like,
it's so much.
You can have wolves now, and
it's literally like
more PvE elements.
Dude, it's saturated with content. It's too much. I tried to play because I played Fortnite real early, like first map Fortnite, and I was with it till like maybe season 3. Going strong, and then I tried to play recently with my son like on season 10, and I'm just like, yo, what the fuck even is, like, there was
it's a whole nother game,
much in the fucking game that I'm just like, I don't even want to try. It's ridiculous.
But getting back to like E3 and stuff, I think also Halo Infinite has a free to play mode, so you can buy the game. And then you can just download the free to play, because that's also part of it is, battle passes and shit are sort of all the rage now. I think Halo has it so that you buy the battle pass. You can buy the battle pass each season, but you can keep each season's battle pass so that like you can still make progress on it. I'm not entirely sure how it works. They're doing battle passes different, long story short. But these massively like multiplayer first person shooters haven't really appealed to me like Redfall. Have y'all seen the Redfall trailer?
Mm-mm.
Damn, y'all haven't seen Redfall?
Is that the with the black woman?
Yes.
So she looks hard.
Have y'all played Dishonored at all?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like that stealth game?
Yeah.
Not Dishonored a big fan, but I can appreciate
Dishonored's my shit. Dishonored, bro, the story, I feel like you would really like, Eric. The story's crazy.
I like Dishonored. I don't like stealth games because I'm impatient.
Well, you don't have to play it as stealth, but well, I mean, I guess maybe you do, but you don't have to. You could go.
The game was
blazing.
dope though.
It's just harder. So the people who brought Dishonored is Arcane Studios, and Bethesda is their parent company. They're coming out with Redfall, and Redfall is a 4-person co-op. So think Left 4 Dead, because I'm getting kind of like big Left 4 Dead vibes. And me and Alex, we played the fuck out of Left 4 Dead.
Oh, bro.
Yes. Yeah, like Left 4 Dead was OG co-op, because beyond just playing 30 versus 30 or whatever the fuck, co-op like Left 4 Dead, where it's like 4 people going through a level. I mean, that's that's my ideal co-op online play situation where it's a more intimate space where you're having to rely more so on your teammates.
Right.
It sounds like this is what Redfall is. Redfall, you play as one of four. Starting off, there's going to be 4 characters that each person plays as, and instead of like zombies like in Left 4 Dead, it's vampires. But it sounds like each character is pretty diverse and
it looks fire. I'm watching the trailer right now.
Yeah.
The black woman's hair looks amazing.
Yeah, and there's
Amazing.
a lot of praise coming from just, you know, the black gaming community because they feel like they're properly represented in a video game, you know, like the texture of the hair is on point.
Right.
It
dark
seems like an
skinned,
actual
she's got
black
kinky hair.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm super excited for Redfall. I think that's the most excited I am from all of E3. But
on that note, Marcus, with your love for Left 4 Dead, have you heard of Back 4 Blood?
Back 4 Blood, is that is that in E3?
I believe they might have shown something about it in E3.
Is that the other vampire game?
No, it's basically the spiritual successor to Left 4 Dead. 4 people fighting zombies, mutated zombies. It's basically Left 4 Dead, just a new version of it. Yeah.
And it's on the Xbox Bethesda showcase.
Yeah.
I totally missed it. Yeah. But it's Turtle Rock Studios, Alex. Me and Alex, Turtle Rock. So Turtle Rock are the people who made Left 4 Dead. It's that original studio. But when it got bought by Microsoft,
Valve.
I'm not sure. I thought they got bought by Microsoft and made what is it, Evolve, Alex?
Oh my God.
I remember that game.
Okay, yeah.
That
So straight
game.
up, Back 4 Blood. That's the next Left 4 Dead game.
Yeah,
that's super dope.
It looks fucking dope.
Yeah.
You should watch a
Looks
trailer.
scary.
It looks, yeah.
Yeah, man. This is it. This is all we want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo, Alex, this is all we want, man.
I'm hyped. I'm watching
Holy
it right
shit.
now.
Yo, they got a tank. Holy fuck.
Pretty
Yo,
much,
me and Alex.
they pretty much got like different versions of all the original. Like, dude, I fucking love Left 4 Dead. I just remember
Left 4 Dead was so
shooting
tight.
the witch in the face with a shotgun.
Dude,
or just avoiding the witch.
Yeah.
Or just avoiding the witch because she was
No.
fucking hard as hell to kill. In the first one, she was.
Yeah.
And the second one, she would wander around and shit. But like, damn, I watched a bunch of trailers. I don't know how I missed this one, but Back 4 Blood.
I've been
And it's
watching
an
this one for a
Xbox
minute.
exclusive because
And
it's
it comes out.
No,
in
it's not an Xbox exclusive.
Is it not? Okay.
No, it's on PlayStation.
Hell yeah. Is it crossplay? Do you know?
I believe it is. I want to say it is.
Bro, Alex,
check on that.
we gotta get this, man.
Oh, for sure. I'm getting it.
It's Left 4 Dead spiritual successor from Turtle Rock. Back 4 Blood will be treated to an open beta on almost every platform starting August 12th. With
Alex,
crossplay and cross-gen support enabled.
Yes.
And you can play as a monsters too, it looks like.
You can, yeah.
Just like in Left 4 Dead. You remember the 4v4 or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't wait to be a boomer.
That's just gonna be dope. I'm
Shout out to
super
the
looking
boomer.
forward to that.
Shout out.
Yeah.
Shout out to Left 4 Dead. Shout out to Turtle Rock.
Dude, one of my
Fuck
favorite games of all time.
I don't know how I missed this trailer, but I'm fucking hyped.
I am too. Thank you, Eric, for showing me this.
Damn, man. Yeah, real shit. This is fucking sick.
I've been eyeballing it. I thought y'all would have picked up on that.
Mm-mm.
Nah, man. I just watched a bunch of trailers and shit, but Back 4 Blood didn't. I just didn't watch the Back 4 Blood. But fuck, man, I should have. I'm super stoked. I would have sent this to Alex immediately.
Dude, for real.
Me and Alex, we've literally been sending shit about what Turtle Rock's been doing for the last probably 10 years, right, Alex? Because since Left 4 Dead, and then we both got Evolve, fucking Gobi, and Gobi. Damn, man, I'm stoked. I'm super stoked.
Me too.
You know what I'm stoked on? Getting into this episode of Loki,
Yo, let's
episode
go.
1 of the Disney
Okay.
Plus Marvel series Loki. Uh, we all just watched the first episode. Well, honestly, I watched the second episode too. Not even on front.
I watched the second episode as well.
Hey, no kizzy.
Yeah.
No kizzy.
Yeah. First impressions, Marcus. What was your first impressions on the first episode of the Disney Plus series Loki?
Good. I think I liked this first episode the most out of all of the Marvel shows that have come out this year, which is Falcon and Winter Soldier and WandaVision. Like this was the strongest because it was the most promising for more a larger Marvel universe going forward. So I fucked with it.
Yep. Davon, first impressions of Loki.
I thought it was pretty good. I agree with Marcus. It was definitely the best first episode of all the Marvel shows.
Started strong. Alex. Let us remind y'all that Alex is not a Marvel.
Alex
he's not a big Marvel
with the
fan.
MCU.
I don't think
it's not that I don't fuck with it. I just don't watch superheroes.
You're just not up on
it. Particular. I don't hate them or anything.
Have you watched Endgame?
No.
Okay. First impressions.
It was okay, honestly. Just okay. Like I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. I thought it was kind of corny, to be honest. Some of the dialogue, and I felt like they were trying too hard to be funny at times. But I mean, I'll continue to watch it. But I actually had to pause it a couple times because I just kept getting on my phone because I just was not interested. And maybe that's because I don't have like as much background as like you guys do in the Marvel universe. But just watching it kind of blind, I
feel like
it wasn't sticking, I guess.
Damn, Alex, I feel like, all right, Alex, you got my Disney. You need to go back and watch like the Marvel movies just to give this some context.
Yeah, I don't think you understand what's even going on right now. Have you seen any of the Avengers movies?
I've seen the first Avengers.
I think it's interesting, and I think you shouldn't watch anything. I think you should watch this completely contextless because
interesting because it really wouldn't make any sense.
This show won't make any sense.
That's the point. No, that's the point though. Like we are into these like we're falling into these things where we need context to watch a form of media. Like this isn't a sequel to anything. Like this isn't Loki season 2. This is season 1.
But that would be like me watching. I never watched Game of Thrones in my life, and that would be like me picking it up from like the 5th season or something.
Yeah,
like,
this was
what
Loki
the fuck is going
5.
on.
We're not watching Loki season 5. We're watching Loki season 1. This is a brand new show where nobody can watch unless they have context. You can't just hop into Loki season 1. You need to go back and watch fucking Endgame. Oh, you can't just watch Endgame because that's a sequel. No, that's not even a sequel. That's like the 4th iteration of the Avengers franchise.
This is like season 12 of the MCU.
The Marvel, the season 12 of the MCU.
It's interesting. All right, so I'm gonna say it's more enjoyable for those of us that like are big
started
Marvel
from
fans.
Iron Man.
I don't, it's such a weird thing. Eric has a good point. Like it's crazy that we're all so deep into the MCU that this show was good because even in the first episode, it references Thor: Dark World, the Avengers, and Aftermath. It goes into Endgame. It goes into and has people in it that wouldn't make sense outside of the context if you know where the MCU is at. Alex, you have a unique perspective because I hadn't really even thought about it, but like at some point, and I think we're there, the Marvel content is just not going to make sense.
It's not.
There's so much before.
And maybe that's why I didn't enjoy it.
So it's not going to be good to you.
That's what we're going to find out. That's what we're going to find out. Though.
But let's go out.
Out.
Eric, what's your impression?
My first impression was
Because Eric, you also haven't seen all of the Marvel properties, right?
I've seen most of them. I haven't seen. I haven't seen Thor: The Dark
WandaVision.
World. I fell asleep. I watched WandaVision. I did not watch Bucky and Falcon.
Okay.
It's Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I didn't watch
Falcon
it.
and
Yeah.
Winter Soldier.
Yeah, I started it. I started the first episode. It looks dope. I'm gonna finish it. I haven't watched the Winter Soldier. Well, I did watch it, but I was kind of tuned out, honestly.
You didn't watch
Damn.
the Winter Soldier?
So we're sort of like spread out all
That's
over.
one
We're
of
a
the
little
best
spread.
ones.
Winter Soldier is
know,
definitely
I
one
know.
of the best ones.
I
Yeah.
don't know. It just wasn't getting me
Dude,
for
that's
some reason.
the introduction of
watched-
Black Panther.
I know, but man, there was
That
that,
shit
and
dope.
also the first two Avenger movies. I fucking hate it. I did not like the first two Avengers movies. It was so like
I'll say
full of
that the
itself.
second one is pretty whack. The first
Age
one
of
is
Ultron?
sort of Age of Ultron is kind of whack. The first one I think is pivotal. But it's
Right.
interesting because we're kind of all spread around the spectrum. Davon, you've watched everything, right?
Yeah, I think the only one I haven't seen was Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I love
That's
Guardians of the
the only
Galaxy.
one I didn't see.
I saw the first one.
Interesting. Okay, so yeah,
What'd you-
we're pretty evenly spread. We got Alex who hasn't seen shit, Eric who's seen some, Davon who's seen more than some, and me that I've seen all.
Here's a good example. Okay, Alex, you watch Guardians of the Galaxy?
The first, the first one, yeah,
Did you like that movie?
yeah, I liked it.
Guardians of the Galaxy is one of the few Marvel movies that you don't need context for.
Yeah,
Right.
You don't need to know
agree.
anything prior to watching it, because I didn't know shit about the Guardians of the Galaxy. It
right.
barely referenced the MCU at all, but it was still a good ass movie.
You can watch Ragnarok, I think, because that's just a good movie too. I think.
Ragnarok
is just
is
a
kind of its own
standalone
thing.
Is that
good
the-
ass movie.
Is that the first
That's
Thor
the-
movie?
That's
That's
the
the
third
third
Thor movie.
Thor movie.
I think I saw the first one. I seen like a couple Iron Man movies
Mhm.
as well. But
The only Iron Man movie that matters is Iron Man 1.
Iron Man 1.
okay, well, I've
Pretty
seen
much.
that one.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Um,
let's get into it.
Yeah.
Man, this shit weak. No,
So
it's
it's interesting, Alex, because as someone who hasn't seen anything, this episode sort of provided a much needed context for who this Loki is and also what he was supposed to be doing, right?
I agree. I definitely
So in Avengers, Loki was never supposed to get the Tesseract and teleport away. And so the TVA should have never shown up to arrest him as a variant. In the prime timeline of the MCU, Loki goes to jail in Asgard. He's broken free. He impersonates Odin, which is his father.
Okay.
He then ends up destroying and then he ends up destroying Asgard. Gets destroyed. He's a part of that, but he's not responsible. Loki over the MCU starts to become an actual, I don't want to say hero, but kind of a hero. Like he assists the heroes, and then he dies at the beginning of the Avengers
Infinity War.
Infinity War.
Real
Does he
quick,
die by old
Alex.
boy?
Oh, go ahead.
He
Is that-
dies by Thanos.
Is that when he showed like him getting choked? That actually happened.
Right. That actually happened.
Gotcha.
All of that stuff actually happened. So his
Okay,
mother
that's what I
dying was his mother dying was actually like sort of a pivotal arc in his character development.
So at
Um,
what point, real quick, what time? Like, is this before the Avengers Loki show, or like at what point does it fall? Like,
Oh, so at the most recent Avengers is like Avengers 4. In Avengers 4, the Avengers do time traveling backwards in time, and they accidentally give Loki a Tesseract, which he never got. And so this is what causes this Loki in the show to become a variant.
Yeah,
Because
he's a
that never
deviation
happened.
of the actual timeline.
Yeah.
It
Oh,
was
so
never
he's not the-
supposed to happen.
So is he the actual Loki then, or is it just a variant Loki? Is that what you guys are
He-
saying?
They're both
he
the
is-
actual Loki.
It's
He
just a
is, but
different timeline. It's a split
Oh,
off because
okay.
he wasn't supposed to break loose and get the Tesseract and vanish.
So it's kind of
right.
tough to say where does this show fall because it's kind of all at the same time.
So,
Everything like
okay.
in the
Well,
TVA universe. I mean, I guess technically we can say it happens after Endgame because the variant wouldn't exist without that happening.
well, but
But
also because it's in a place kind of like limbo. This
yeah,
variant, going off of this variant's time, this happens right after the first Avengers. Right after the
Right.
first Avengers, he's arrested, and then he gets the
oh
Tesseract,
yeah,
which he's not supposed
that's
to.
actually a great point. Yeah,
And so this happens
that's a good
before
point.
even the latest Avengers because he can see what happens to him, but that actually hadn't happened to him yet.
Or is this just
He's outside
happening
of time.
simultaneously?
Well, and
I
so
guess technically is
that's what
what it
brings
seems
us.
like.
It brings us into the interesting dynamic between Loki and his partner in crime, Mobius, because Mobius says that time acts a little differently in the TVA. So he doesn't have any he doesn't really know how long he's worked for the TVA, only for the fact that he just works for them, and this Loki is fresh out of the post first Avengers movie. So it's real convoluted, man. And honestly, like jumping into it, I wouldn't know what the fuck is going on either. Like
I
now
mean,
that I'm talking back on it, like there's no point of
Yeah,
reference for you
we
to
have
grab a
so
hold on.
much. That's. I'm really glad that you're being forced to watch this without any fucking context because it shows what like it's like I don't know what you call it. It's like it just shows what's I don't even want to say wrong because we love it. Me and Marcus and Davon love it as huge Marvel heads, but not anybody can just hop into it. Like not but nobody's just gonna randomly watch WandaVision who fucking has never watched any Avengers
Any of
movie
the
or any
Avengers.
fucking Marvel
I mean,
shit. Any of
I was thinking about watching WandaVision just because I've heard so much about it.
I
And
But
you
feel like you
should,
can
but
pick up on
actually, you know,
WandaVision.
WandaVision actually that kind of works
and
until like
and
half.
all of
No,
them
no,
sort of
WandaVision works.
all of them explain like what's happened. It's super
Yeah.
interesting right now in the MCU because we're at this point where you need all of the movies to add context to where we're at.
mhm.
And this is a big problem that Marvel Comics has because in Marvel Comics, if you were to be like, oh, I like the X-Men, I'm gonna go pick up an X-Men comic, you won't know what the fuck is going on in the X-Men comic. Even at the start of the arc that you're in, you have no idea. Like right now in the X-Men comics, the X-Men have created their own civilization on a fucking island that lives, that's a mutant that can also regenerate X-Men. And this is like the byproduct of the last 10 years of storytelling within the Marvel universe. So we're getting to the same point in the MCU that the comics are at, where it's sort of inaccessible because you need to watch every movie. Well, you need to watch key movies in order to have the context of where we're at right now.
But then
And
again, I'm sure they have like videos that wraps everything up
they
or
do,
will
but you
like
shouldn't.
catch you up.
You
You should
shouldn't have
watch the
to.
movie, though. I feel
Yeah,
like
that I mean, ultimately, the small details will be omitted. So it's interesting, but you know, here we are in
Yeah.
Loki. You're
Yeah.
sort of caught up because this Loki is also. You've seen the first Avengers. This you're learning the same things that this Loki is learning. You know what I mean? Like from this, you're at the same standpoint that he is. He doesn't know about Black Panther. He doesn't know about the fall of Asgard. You know,
Alex is the variant.
he is the variant.
But yeah, getting into this episode, like Marcus was saying, we see Loki at the beginning pick up the Tesseract, and then he teleports himself to the desert, where he's picked up by the fucking time police. And
Wait, I
Time
do have a
variance authority.
question. What time did he go back into? Like, was he in present time or
Yeah.
I
So
think
go
they were
back
in
in the
present time because
day?
it didn't have like a
those
date or anything.
Yeah, those were literally just Mongolian steppe people. The Tesseract only transports you to different places in space. That's what that infinite. It's not a time infinity stone. So
Okay.
he just went across the planet basically.
Yeah.
And so he's in the present time, and by present I mean the present of the Avengers movie, post Avengers movie.
Yep.
And so then he's picked up by the TVA, in which we don't necessarily know where the TVA exists in time. I do, but
It exists
only
outside
because
of time.
it exists. It kind of, depending on how they do it, but you have the TVA, you have the timekeepers, and then you have them trying to maintain the order of the current space-time continuum, essentially, which is a really interesting place to be. And as we'll probably see, I feel like this Loki show is sort of setting up the rest of the Phase 4 Marvel Cinematic Universe, because we deal a lot with time.
And the multiverse, it seems that
and the
teasing, they're
multiverse.
teetering on
Well, and we were kind
bringing
of
in the multiverse.
We were kind of teetering on that with WandaVision as well, because they brought in a Quicksilver that was outside of the. I don't know if you guys have known.
And they
Spoilers.
copped
Didn't
out.
have anything to do with it.
They copped out. It had nothing.
They copped
I was
out.
trying to tell you that, Eric.
Yeah.
How could I have? Why would they like the way they did it was so fucking stupid. Like they literally just copped out of it because I feel like they were like, oh, we want to be more unpredictable or whatever. So they just and they did, because they've already been revealing that Doctor Strange was supposed to show up. Fucking they were supposed to reference the demon guy.
Mephisto.
Yeah, they were supposed to reference him and shit, but they didn't do any of that.
Can I go into the can I go into a bit of like Marvel lore?
Sure.
Very briefly. So with WandaVision, the Scarlet Witch is one of a very, very slim amount of people who are called Nexus beings. And since Wanda's abilities are focused around changing the probability of certain things happening, she's a Nexus being, so she can create variants, right? And there's only really a handful of other beings in other dimensions that can do that. But what we're seeing with this first episode, even, they're hinting at and we already know that it's confirmed that Jonathan Majors from Lovecraft Country is going to be portraying Kang the Conqueror. Kang the Conqueror is a person on par with the Scarlet Witch. Scarlet Witch is probably the most powerful being in the MCU currently. Not that she is fully realized in that ability, but Jonathan Majors playing Kang the Conqueror is key, because Kang the Conqueror is a time traveling supervillain that's one of like the big villains in the Marvel universe otherwise. And
shouts out Kang the Conqueror.
Shouts out Jonathan Majors, man, because he fucking killed it in Lovecraft Country. Yeah. But Kang the Conqueror is interesting in this show specifically, because even though they haven't shown him, at the end of the episode, we get a glimpse of a sword from the third millennium, which is the millennium that Kang the Conqueror is born into. And Kang the Conqueror is such a strange character in the Marvel comics because he exists in like 8 different forms. So there is an Iron Man called Iron Lad that is also this Kang the Conqueror character, but just a different version of him. There's also one of the people who run the TVA. They're called the Timekeepers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who they allude to in this episode. One of the Timekeepers at one point is this person called the Immortus, who is also Kang the Conqueror. And then also, we know that there's going to be a Fantastic Four movie. And Reed Richards' like great grandson is Kang the Conqueror. So we have them setting up for, I think the future of the MCU is going to be a bunch of these different versions of Kang the Conqueror showing up, and he's probably going to be the big bad guy for the future of the MCU.
We was
How
Kangs.
Thanos was. He was Kangs. Think, Mark.
Yo,
think.
he was also King. One of the other versions of King the Conqueror was also a
Omni-Man.
Pharaoh and Omni-Man.
Omni-Man.
So I think that's just where we're going.
Side note, I do love. I am really looking forward to them introducing the Fantastic Four, as they will introduce my favorite villain of all time, Doctor Doom.
Dr. Doom.
Oh,
Dr.
God.
Doom.
Yeah,
I fucking
shout
love
out to
Dr.
Doom, man.
Shouts
fuck
the
with Doom.
fuck out. I fucks with
Even
Doctor
if you ain't a
Doom.
Marvel fan, you gotta fuck with Doom.
You
got
have
to.
to, because he is
I mean-
literally the hardest fucking villain ever.
Like
written.
so many old video games, like that was like one of the hardest.
It was
like,
always
first-
Doom.
Yeah, it's
Always.
Doom. Like all the old Marvel vs. Capcoms, like all that.
R.I.P. MF Doom.
All right,
man.
I was just about to say
Oh, for
R.I.P.
sure.
MF Doom,
For sure.
the metal face himself.
Speaking of
Oh, yeah.
Doom, King the Conqueror is also a descendant of MF Doom, or not MF Doom, but,
MF Doom,
Victor Von Doom.
Victor Von, Vivon. But yeah, get back into Loki.
Doom's back in New York.
Dude, I love all the little cartoon. You know how MF Doom used to have like the
Yeah, that's what that was. Yeah,
Dude, he's so iconic, man.
well, super criminals.
you're grabbing on my.
Fucking vaudeville villain, King Ghidorah, Dr.
Oh
Doom.
my God,
like,
King
oh,
Ghidorah, take me to your leader.
R.I.P. Doom for real.
No, for real. I fucks with Doom heavily. I'm glad y'all put me on Doom, because I was not up on him
Marcus, did you put
for a
on
long
Doom?
time.
I don't know how I heard about him.
I think Nate put me and you on Doom.
It might have been Nate. Yeah, it's probably Nate.
Of course, it was Nate. Shouts out Nate.
Yeah. Shouts out to Nate Assad, aka Infinite Loop, aka
Shouts
not
the
Nate
fuck out.
Assad.
Man,
Yeah.
big shout out to Nate. That's the homie.
Oh,
But yeah, getting back to the show, I think it was funny. Go ahead.
Go ahead. I was just about to talk about the cast.
Owen Wilson.
Go ahead.
Owen Wilson is Mobius.
Yeah, with the broken nose, man.
Yeah. He's good too. He's really I fucks with him as Mobius.
What is your background, man?
Bro, what?
Is that Alex at UNL?
Yeah.
Hey, that's the pod. This shit's over.
Hey, that's the pod.
Oh my god. Yo.
Alex, your head looks like an acorn head, man.
Bro, hold on.
Hey, bro, come on. We ain't got to do all that. Let's get back into the episode.
Let's get back into the pod, man. Owen Wilson as Mobius is interesting.
Yeah.
He's sort of like an anchor, because fucking Loki is still going on his big ass, God rants, and Mobius is just like, okay, guy.
Yeah.
That's great. Moving on.
More.
Yeah. He's like, wow, you when you go on those big rants, it makes you sound super smart. Like,
He's like, I am smart.
yeah, it's sort of like the proper it's sort of the proper partner for Loki. You know what I mean?
I got a question regarding that. So, reading the comics, do you think Owen Wilson is a good fit for Mobius based on his like personality, or like how do you guys feel about that?
I've never read any of the comics that the TVA have been
I haven't
a part
either.
of.
So I don't.
It's
know
not a big
context for
part of the
any
comics.
character.
Okay.
They're the center of a couple of like major arcs, but I think like back in the 80s, and I don't read old comics like that. So I would say Mobius works for his current incarnation.
I like him so
which
far.
is
I mean, Marvel never really misses.
What'd you say, Davon?
I said I can't comment either, so
I can't comment on any of the characters specifically.
but even if it's not like I don't know, one of, or that they're taken straight from the comic, it doesn't even bother me either though. So
yeah,
as long as it's like a great actor, it doesn't have to follow the comic to the T.
And I think Owen Wilson works.
I think the only person who I'm even kind of familiar with is Ravana Renslayer, who's played by Gugu Mbatha Raw, who was also in Black Mirror. I don't know if y'all fuck with Black
Mm-hmm.
Mirror. Uh, Shouts out to San Junipero. That's one of my favorite episodes. But yeah, she's linked to Kang the Conqueror. So that, and she's been in a few of the comics that I've read. So that's the only person who I'm familiar with. But she's not who she's like is in the comics. She's like in the comics, she's like wearing this like fucking power suit and shit. And then here she seems more like a bureaucrat. But she did. Wait, no, I'm getting ahead of myself. Was she not in the episode? I think she was in episode 1, right?
She
Wait,
was in episode
yeah.
1.
Okay.
Who was
She's
the-
like
She
she's
was
the
beating
main.
Loki ass.
The one that
Okay.
put that like collar on him?
No, not that girl, Davon. But Ravana Renslayer is
The judge?
basically the judge. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, her.
She
My
bad.
bad.
But
Yeah.
yeah, you're right, Eric. She is in the comics, the love of Kang the Conqueror.
Mhm.
And a lot of Kang's tyranny
Mhm.
revolves around him trying to restore Ravana. I mean, it depends on like what comic you're reading, because Kang's been around for forever. So there's a bunch of different storylines with Kang, but the one that I know about the most is that he's trying to kind of save her.
Yeah.
So it's definitely, it's setting up for the rest of the MCU. And I think that's what we're sort of getting at with this, is that the TVA, in the first episode, the TVA has established itself as sort of an all-powerful organization. And that's,
Mhm.
we sort of go with Loki's journey. With Loki tries to escape, Loki tries to get the Tesseract back. Loki looks into a drawer, sees that the Tesseract is beside a bunch of other Infinity Stones,
That
and
was wild.
and he has to wonder, is this the greatest power in the universe? Because it's saying something that in his timeline he knows there to be the Tesseract, but also he knows that the Infinity Stones are a thing. But they
But were
have
they
Infinity Stones
useless?
to spare, you know?
Yeah, they just got him because I feel like
They're
he's really
just
humble.
paperweights.
Paperweights.
He's somewhat
Paperweights, the
humbled
homie
by it.
says. Yeah. He shook. He's
Yeah.
just like, yo, man, what the fuck is this?
Because you know what it does is it takes away his godhood. Gods are supposed to be the most powerful beings in the universe, and he's finding out that he's not even close to being close. Well, he probably found that out from fucking Thanos, but
He
it
didn't
makes me
know
wonder.
Thanos. Well, he knew
Oh,
Thanos,
you're right.
but he
This-
didn't know
this one doesn't know
Thanos'
Thanos.
power yet.
This one doesn't know Thanos.
No, he made the deal with Thanos during the Avengers to bring the Chitauri in, but he hasn't dealt with Thanos. He also hasn't dealt with multiple Infinity Stones.
Mm-hmm.
He had the scepter and he had the Tesseract. He only had
Right.
2 Infinity Stones. In that drawer, there was like 15.
Right.
That's what was so fucking funny. And the
Yeah.
main guy and the guy that was like behind it, the secretary dude, he was like, I don't even know what that is. I don't know what a fish is. We use these glowing stones as paperweights. Like that
It's
shit
crazy.
is hilarious.
It definitely takes away his godhood. And honestly, I don't know why the Asgardians call themselves gods. It seems honestly just like ego, where they're just like, okay, we're pretty powerful beings,
Right.
but we're just gonna go ahead and chalk it up to God.
Well,
even though
they're the closest thing to gods in their like tree or whatever. Like obviously they've been around in the earth of the MCU for a while, long enough to be heralded as gods, but they're
Gotcha.
not like God. They haven't created humans, right? They're just super power. And Loki, showed in this episode that he was fucking DB Cooper, that he had been on Earth way longer than even Thor had been on Earth,
Mhm.
or had even like visited Earth, which was pretty interesting.
Yeah. As far as the show, I am digging the pacing. It seems like it's really heavy on the comedy. because of who Loki is. You know, he's like the god of mischief.
I
So he's
was
always
going to
gonna,
mention that too.
yeah, it's
How
heavy on the
Marvel is
comedy.
kind of they try to throw in jokes and shit. When
Mhm.
Alex said they tried to be funny,
Yeah.
so I guess if you've seen previous Marvel stuff, you would know that this is what they do.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I knew that from like watching the Avengers. Like, I definitely got that vibe from the Avengers because, like, I feel like some of them can be funny, like Iron Man maybe, but I feel like Captain America and people like that are not funny at all, and they shouldn't be trying to crack jokes and shit like that.
I thought
All
Loki
Marvel
was
movies
funny
are
though.
jokes now. Yeah, I thought
Yeah,
Loki was.
and Loki. I
Like
mean,
the
it's cool.
fish thing was funny to me.
Yeah,
The what thing?
the
When he
fish
was like,
thing.
"What's a fish?"
Oh,
He's like, I want to know what I'm being threatened with, or
I
something.
thought the thing I
Yeah.
thought was the funniest part was like when he got that collar off himself and put it on that chick. He just kept like rewinding it or whatever. Like
Oh yeah.
that shit had me like dying.
Alex, you're sick.
That shit was funny.
You're sick.
Hey man.
Yeah. I
Oh,
think there was some funny parts. Not too many of the jokes hit for me, but
Yeah, same.
I see what they're doing. You know, I
There was
wasn't
like
really.
there's a pretty funny exchange between Loki and Mobius. And I can't even remember what it was, but there was like a back and forth, and I was like, yeah, that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
But nothing laugh out loud, you know.
Mhm.
definitely not.
Yeah.
What happens at the end of the episode?
They reveal that Loki is being hired to
Stop
track
himself.
down Loki,
Oh, they're they're
and
very.
they send out a TVA squad to the middle of nowhere, and they find a sword from the third millennium.
It's in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Where the wind comes sweeping down the plain, I might add.
Oh my god! Shout out to the Watchmen.
Yes. That was the one Marvel show I watched with no context.
That's
a
not
DC
Marvel.
show.
Oh, sorry.
That's DC, you fucking idiot!
You
Oh, damn.
fucking
Get on this shit,
moron!
boys. We got him.
Moron!
That's
God,
the fucking
expose
pod.
him!
Ah,
Expose him!
the one Marvel show you haven't even watched it. It's DC, you idiot. That's the pod. Fucking ended.
Shit. Speaking of non-Marvel shows, did y'all watch? Did y'all watch?
Omni-Man?
Fuck, yeah, I'm blanking on it. No,
Invincible?
Game of Thrones?
no, no. It was on Netflix. They wear
Yasuke?
masks.
Oh, Umbrella
Um,
Academy.
Yes, Umbrella Academy. Did y'all watch
Yeah.
that?
I
did.
tried.
I
tried.
did not.
I
That
tried.
show is fucking. Oh my god, season 2 of Umbrella Academy was amazing. I love that shit. Marcus, did you fuck with it? Yay or nay? Or
I
pray?
did. I also read the comics, and I was really hoping they'd get more. The comics are super weird. The show's like slightly weird. But yeah, I fucked with it.
Okay.
I got to episode 4.
I'll watch like season 3. I can't wait for season 3.
Yes. Oh my god. Another thing I wanted to bring up, Marcus. Do you? Do you frequently? Huh? Yeah, I'm just.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, Davon. What do you rate this show?
Who do I rate
You
it?
can go first.
I rate the first episode 7.5. I think it has the potential to be super. I feel like it has the potential to be super good. I think the start of it is sort of just kind of rehashing old, like what Loki was at the end of the MCU as we know it. And so I didn't necessarily care for him going back to see his mother die or him seeing himself die even. But I really like the fucking cinematography. I really like the design of the TVA because that's some super dope Jack Kirby style just cities and world building stuff. So I really appreciate that. And I just like where we're at, but I'll give it a 7.5 because I have faith that the show will continue to get better.
Alex, what do you rate this episode?
Mungo.
And you want me to keep it 100?
Keep it a band. Keep it a bean.
I'm gonna give it like a 6. Just because
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, I think it would be higher if I had more.
I expected that.
But like I said, it was kind of hard for me to like. It didn't really keep my attention, like regardless of like what was going on in the show. Like,
Have you
I had to. I watched it twice actually, and I didn't think any better of it the second time I watched the first episode. So,
have you watched the second episode yet?
no, I have not.
That's gonna be. I'm really super interested to hear what you got to say about the second episode.
But also,
Avon-
I will say I didn't really see as much action as I maybe would have liked. Like the fight.
I know what you
scene-
love.
Yeah, I like violence and like, people getting their head.
You like
bust.
violence and sex, huh?
I like people getting their head bust open and violence.
Simultaneously.
No, I don't like violent sex.
You don't just
No.
hit the kidneys while you.
Hey man, cut that out.
You don't
Yeah,
tap into the
please.
kidneys while you tapping in.
Bro, what?
Anyway,
Oh,
You ain't never. Never mind.
please, please.
Davon, what did you think?
I'm gonna give that shit an 8.
All right.
I fucked with it. Like you said, I like the cinematography a lot too. That
Cinematography's
camera
hot.
work was pretty gorgeous.
It's on point. It's on point.
And yeah, like
yeah.
you said, the whole city when he looked out the window and shit, that shit looked dope as fuck. And I don't know, I just think I'm going to like where it's going because I feel like
Yeah.
this one will tie in with the main MCU shit.
Yeah.
So I think it's gonna be pretty dope. Better than WandaVision, I think.
You think so?
I agree. It's already like tying into the MCU better than WandaVision had such a slow start, and then WandaVision was good initially because of
Promising.
yeah, it's promising. Eric, what did you think, man?
Ended trash.
Be honest.
I would rate this episode a 7. I think it was a lot of preparing the story.
Mhm.
It wasn't like Alex was saying, it wasn't super actiony, which I wasn't expecting it to be at all. I didn't know that it was going to be about the TVA stuff, or I didn't know. I had no idea where they were going to go with this series, but I do like where it's going. I'll say that. I like this episode didn't do a whole lot for me, but I do like where I can see where it's going, and I'm really excited for the payoff for sure. So yeah, I'm gonna give it a solid 7.
Noise.
Siete.
I do like the TVA too. I forgot about that shit. I like how
Me
they
too.
look their outfits and shit. Like it looks old but
Yeah.
new. You really can't tell what time it's in.
Me
it
and
looks
my
I like the guard.
but it's new as fuck.
Me and my girl,
Futuristic.
we're big design fans, her more than me, and it's like everything in this show is basically mid-mod design. So like think 50s to 70s design, everything from their TVA uniforms to their the chairs, or also just like the way that the offices are designed, which is super interesting. I think the TVA as a organization is also kind of funny because they're so bureaucratic with, you know, all of the signatures required and paperwork that needs to be done and all that shit.
Hey, that shit was funny when he had to sign
Everything that
the
he said.
papers. That
Ever.
he said. Yeah.
I did.
And he was like,
This shit
what?
got
And they were
creepy
like,
out.
in this.
Put up on the sheet. Yeah, that I enjoyed that too. I mean, I'm definitely curious to see where the season goes. I mean, but not having any knowledge, I can't rate it much higher than what I did. So,
I think
Alex-
it's definitely gonna pick up.
yes.
I think it'll pick up, Alex. I hope it picks up for you, man. But if it doesn't, you know, you also thought that this was a DC show, so what can you do?
Hey man, I don't, man. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, that's the pod, but also
That is
Alex,
the pod.
Watchmen in DC Comics right now, the Watchmen are fucking up everybody,
I'm glad.
and it's super tight because the Watchmen is a DC comic, but for the longest time was not in. It wasn't like part of the Justice League. Didn't exist in the same universe, but the Watchmen have started taking over the multiverse of the DC comics, and so there was like this big mystery about who was killing heroes, and it turned out it was fucking Dr. Manhattan. It was like a big reveal. It was tight.
Spoiler alert.
So
Spoiler, you sad daddies.
This is a
That's the
spoiler.
pod.
That is the pod, y'all. Thanks, y'all, for tuning in to another episode. I'm Eric, as your host. Catch me at PG the Villain on Twitter. It's _me_dad_ on Instagram, I guess. Follow me if you want to. You don't have to, though. It's cool. We got Omega Marcus's.
Hey, it's me.
We got Omega Marcus's across
Find me in the
platforms.
streets.
He's gone right now, but at Cocaine Shotty across platforms now.
shoddy.
Alex the OG on Instagram at Men's Lubriderm.
Don't follow me on Twitter.
Don't follow him on Twitter. Lubriderm, pay this man, please.
Oh yeah.
Hey, the pod.
Yeah, sponsor us.
This man, come on now.
I got that
What's worse than an ashy elbow?
Right now, Lubriderm lotion right here.
Suave.
Sponsor us.
You're out.
Nigga, that's wild.
Yo, Alex, what?
I'm just being nuts.
Nigga. That's the pod, y'all. Tap in.
Tap in.
Oh, wait. Before y'all tap in, we will be back. Oh, we will be back with episode 4.
Episode 4
of Raised by that's
B Dub.
Raised by Wolves, episode 4 will be back next week, Sunday, right?
Raised by Wolves.
Raised by Wolves. Make sure y'all check out our YouTube,
Instagram, Twitter,
Captain Pod, Instagram, Twitter. Make sure y'all check it out. Give us 5 stars on Apple. Rate us on fucking Spotify. Leave a comment. We want to start reading comments on the pod so we can laugh at ourselves. And you might help out. Maybe you have some suggestions that we don't know or whatever. Like
next pod is a trivia pod.
Next pod is not the trivia pod, but that's it, y'all. Tap in, bitches.
Tap in, don't check in.
Don't check in.
Hey,
Don't
Eric, just real
unless
quick,
your mark is coming
for,
into Omaha.
Real quick,
then
shout
you gotta
out to
check
Eric.
in.
Eric checked in
I
to come
didn't
to
check in.
Denver. I have the receipts.
I'm not going to Denver.
Big ups to Eric.
In the pod.
He got to talk to Big Omega before he comes to Colorado.
That's right. You know what I'm saying? This is Omega
I will
town,
turn this
man.
podcast around.
Omega run shit around there.
Eric was a fun like,
I
hey,
started
bro,
this podcast shit. We the only podcast that exists.
Hey,
Eric checked in so humbly. Eric checked in from a place of humility, and I appreciate that. Like, big ups to Eric. He came crawling on his hands and knees and was like, "Hey, Big Omega, I'm checking in, man. Can I come to your city?" I was like, "You know what? You can, man. I appreciate you."
This is defamation.